Hey there, in this quick little video I am going to show you how you can set up a really detailed search queue within LinkedIn Sales Navigator to use with eLink Pro. And so first of all, again, you could do this with the regular LinkedIn Premium search. You cannot do this with normal. You need at least Premium. But I'd recommend just upgrading to Sales Navigator. It's not that much more per month and it is well worth it. So once you're in Sales Navigator, you're going to go up here and click on Lead Builder. And once you're here in Lead Builder, you can X out of that crazy advanced search thing. We're going to start going in, and what I'm going to, for instance, right now try to do is try to find IT service providers. We'll go in the Seattle area, or we'll just kind of start with IT service providers first and see what we come up with. And I'm going to go for CEOs of companies. Oh, that's the wrong. So first I want to find the go by industry. So information technology is the actual industry that I'm looking for. Information technology and services. And so we'll get a bunch of people starting to show up here. And so again, you see we've got 14.7 million people in that industry. So now we want to start kind of refining that. So maybe we'll start just by narrowing down to the United States, if that's our target focus for sales. And let's say that I'm going for companies between 51 and 200. And so again, we're getting a little more narrowed down to 100,000. And now what we want to do is really narrow down the title. And this is the really cool part that a lot of people don't know about LinkedIn, is that you can do Boolean searches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use parentheses here, and it's going to be kind of like an algebra equation or a logic equation. So I'm going to say CEO or partner, or I'm going to use quotations here because I'm going to say do something with brackets, or co-founder, or founder, or president, or let's see, what else could we have here? Or CEO, or actually we already have, or actually we'll do brackets again and say chief executive officer. And yeah, you can scroll back through this. I did partner. And so that's probably pretty good. If I wanted, I could say, I could then at the end of those parentheses do a not. I could say I don't want marketing or sales or hiring, so I can actually kind of put negative keywords in there as well. So that's kind of a super helpful thing if you're starting to get some search results. But basically, you can do this whole thing. You can also do and statements as well. So if I wanted, a chief executive or, VP, I could say like vice president or VP and, do another statement. So just kind of what that would look like if I were trying to target VPs. Or so I could do VP or director or vice president and technology or engineering or marketing. So you can kind of see how you can kind of start to really use this. And I could say not manager, or if we don't want anyone or anything at a lower level. So again, really powerful stuff you can do with these Boolean searches. So once I've got that, I click enter. And now you'll see I have about 20,000 results here. So I can even decide to say, United States might be too big, so let's narrow that down to Seattle area. And so we look at just Seattle here, and we've got 401. And so that's a really good thing because you never want this number to be more than 1,000 with eLink. And the reason for that is that if I have, say, 20,000, so let's go back and just do United States. Ideally you're like, oh, this is great. I can just run eLink on this list of 20,000. But what's going to happen here is down here when you get to the bottom, when you get to page 40, basically, what's going to happen is LinkedIn's going to tell you that you need to refine your search results, and they're not going to show you more than 1,000 search results. And so for the purposes of eLink, that's not too useful because then you'll never visit those other profiles. So typically I just kind of narrow down by geography and add, key markets or cities that I think my customers would be in. And that's kind of how I focus and narrow everything down there. And so let me just show you here. I'm about to get to page 40. And so again, at the bottom of page 40, narrow down your results using filters. Only show only the top 1,000 most relevant profiles are shown. So again, that's the super powerful thing where you can just add one city or two city until you have 950 people. Then you run eLink on that and kind of run with it. So hopefully that is helpful and gives you a better idea of how to do really refined search queues and everything within Sales Navigator. One other thing, you could also do things here, like if you wanted to look at someone with Agile in their profile, you could do that as well. So you can do keywords, which will just look anywhere within someone's profile for a certain keyword as well. So yeah, that's how you do search queues within LinkedIn Sales Navigator.